Hello! Hi everyone! Hi Ink Dogs! Hi Mary! Hi Alvi! Hi Biyaka-chamas! Hello! Did you guys... Oh, did you guys enjoy how I co-hosted earlier? Dechu! Hi! Biyaka-chamas, did you watch how I co-hosted earlier? Dechu! I made an announcement that I was co-hosting on Mary's channel, no? Did you watch? Because I did a really great job. Ah, yes, very good. Thank you, Dechu. You look and sound cute. Thank you, Dechu. I know, Dechu. Hi, everyone. Oh, there's a lot of you guys today. Let me introduce myself then. My name is Beatrice's Beautiful Dechu. I am the Empress of ASTRALINE'S, Dechu. So, you probably heard if you were from Mary's stream earlier that I am an artist and I've been... What the heck? We are adding some new features to your Windows. I don't care! Wait, Windows is giving me notifications. Anyway, like what I was saying... Oh my god, there's a lot of things happening. Help! Hi. Sorry, the alerts and their dims are borking at my OBS. But you can hear me anyway, so I will continue yapping. But you probably heard from Mary's stream that I have actually been an artist for him for a while. I do a lot of loading screens and emotes, D2. And promotional arts and merch for Mary. Yes, I've been Mary's friend for a long time. Just some more tidbits for you, Biyaka-chama. No, Ink Dogs. My Biyaka-chamas already know that, I think. And I have also helped design Frederick's outlets. So, outlets in the chat. If you're watching this, I'm your mom, by the way. Say hi to your mom, D2. Hi, woo woo. Yeah, I told you guys what emotes I made, no? I made the Uncle Mary emotes, D2. You won't be able to say long, that's fine, D2. Ink Dogs, thank you so much for your support earlier. As expected of Mary's Ink Dogs. If Mary is mean to me, I know his Ink Dogs are nice to me. So yeah, you know how I kept telling you guys to cut it off with the... with the... Uncle Mary. The funny thing is, I was the one that actually made that. Anyway, like I was saying, today we are going to be streaming my first visual novel stream, which I'm really excited about. This is a visual novel I have not read yet. It was made by the same artist as Lane. So if you know Lane, you probably know this guy's art. It's my first visual novel, and I stated on my debut stream that I like visual novels a lot. So, we're going to be reading my first VN and I'm going to be really excited about it. Usually on my streams, I'm pretty chaotic. But since this is a visual novel stream, I want to be able to read and, you know, just chill times. I'm going to be narrating stuff and reading stuff. And I can't be like... while I'm reading. So, we'll be chill for now. For now. And then I'm going to be back to my usual Beatrice grind set, D2. I've only recently been getting into visual novels. Just a comfy time. Oh, which visual novels do you read, D2? I like visual novels with psychological horror aspects or horror aspects in general. And the visual novel I'm reading today called Phenomena is actually a horror visual novel about ghosts. It's about ghosts. So I'm really excited about it, you too. And thank you so much for your follows. There's been a lot. Wow, that's a lot of people. Damn. But thank you so much for your follows. I really appreciate it. And I hope you'll continue to support me, too. Remember, if you support Astraline, you support me too. Okay, bye. Wait, actually not bye. I'm just gonna charge my headphones. I have wireless headphones and I always take them off. I always forget to like plug them in. So yeah. And I'm also going to be I'm also going to be restarting my YouTube Studio because it's like working out. I don't know why. It wasn't like this. It's not always like this. I don't know why it's like this right now. This my jam. Just serving customers and listening to stories. Oh, serving drinks and saving lives. Dechu. Valhalla. Actually, funny thing. What the hell? What the heck's going on with my PC? I think I have a lot of stuff plugged in. I have like 2 USB hubs and I need to fix that. So I actually like Valhalla a lot. It was also my gateway to visual novels. My background for my PC is actually Valhalla. It's Jill on one screen and Dorothy on the other screen because I love them a lot. But my crush in Valhalla is probably Dana. Yes, tomboy robot arm girl. Big dopamine hit seeing ultra cute VTuber again. Hell yeah! Dorothy is awesome. She's so cute. And I really love their arts on like GFL 1. Old GFL as they say. As I say actually. Oh gosh, what the heck? Even my task manager is not responding. Why is it so burnt out? Is it because I changed the look of my PC to Japanese? I don't think it's supposed to do that. Yeah, hello. Yeah, my model is like freezing. I don't know. It's going crazy. It wasn't like this when I was streaming with Mary earlier. Well, I wasn't streaming, but I was on Mary's stream. Me too. Give me a bit. Why is my task manager not responding? Hello? Yeah, hello? Oh god, what the heck? What the heck? Wait, give me a bit. Oh my god, it's my VTuber studio. VTuber Studio crashing. That's crazy. I was playing Wilds earlier and it was smooth. Apparently my PC can handle Wilds but not VTuber Studio. That's crazy. Give me a bit. Give me a bit, D2. You like Alma? Oh, I like... My favorite character in Wilds is... Where did I go? Okay, there. My VTuber Studio officially crashed. So, right now, I am nothing. I am just a voice in your ear. I'm an old school streamer with no avatar. No webcam. It's just this. Hi, my name is Beatrice Before. I'm an Empress VTuber, but you can't see me right now. What the heck? Why do you have a... Why is my emote also invisible? What the heck? Okay, there you go. Alma in Valhalla. Wait, which one is that? Is that the glasses girl? Wait, let me see. Alma. Yeah, it is the glasses girl. Okay, I'm back now. It is the glasses girl. She's shipped when... I know there's an ending where you just sleep with her. That's what I remember the most. She's like the hacker man. My mom is kind of homeless. Oh yeah, when I disappear, I just do this face, the I show speed face, like too. Yeah, I like Alma too. I think my favorite characters in Valhalla is like Jill, Dana, Dorothy, and Virgilio, because he gives really good life advice, and Donovan, I think his name is. It was the reporter guy. I like Seiko, chick, a knight, and just a normal person doing a job with all the mistakes. Yeah, and she has a baddie cat girlfriend. I ship Seiya and... I forgot the name of her girlfriend, but I shipped them a lot. I thought they were really cute when I was reading it. Very, very adorable too. Anyway, I should talk about my sub emotes. My sub goal actually. On the top left, right there on the top of the chat, you can see 50 subs equals a new emote. And right now it's 9 over 50. That will restart every time I get a sub goal. And every time I get a sub goal, I'm going to... What is happening? But I'm gonna stare at myself real quick. Find out what the heck's happening. Why is my dis at 100? What the hell? That's crazy. Why is my dis at 100? Look at this. Look at this. Okay, let me show you guys something crazy. Maybe I should get my SSD replaced. That's weird though. This is an SSD. It should be fast, no? Do you have Steam auto update on by any chance? Yeah, actually it's weird because it like updates like regularly. Like every time I turn on my PC, it updates regularly. Every time I switch accounts on my PC, it updates again. Like what the heck? Every time I sleep and I open my PC, it just updates again. Like I don't think it should be updating this frequently, no? Okay, let me show you guys what's going on. Is this normal, Ryakutsumas? Is that normal? I already restarted my VTube studio, no? Yeah, Stella is the name of Say's girlfriend. Really cute. Yeah, so why is it doing this? What the hell? But if I check like the normal processes, it has 25% on the disk. Should I get my SSD replaced? Or is this something I can fix on my own? I don't really have that much in my SSD anyway, like my main SSD. And my Windows startup is super slow. Look at this. But it says 25% on disk right here. But if I check the performance tab, it's like, what the hell? Sounds like a software. Sort by disk, please. Okay. Here. I sorted it by disk. What the hell? Why did this turn into a... When the stream is so scuffy, you have to ask your chat, what the hell is wrong with your PC? Okay, so if I start it by disk, this is what it looks like. How much space do you have left on your SSD? It's fairly new, so it's like here. Let me show you guys my disk. Wait. Yeah, it's like super slow. There. That's my disk space. My main disk is of course C. It does. Okay, but like Windows was like nagging me to upgrade to Windows 11. Do you think my problem will be fixed if I upgrade to Windows 11? Virus? How did this start? I tried to activate Windows on my own? Question mark? No, my Windows update is like, pause it. I think it's up to date though, except for like, Windows 11. Wait, let me try pausing it though. Windows update, attention needed. What do you need my attention for? Why does Windows update need attention? You never seen a storage space that's so wide. Don't worry, I have like this external hard drive. It's called Movies. And it's like 21 gig free out of 931 gig. And it's red. Yeah, this is what my wait, there's a optional updates? Oh wait, no, I don't need to do that. I don't have any optional updates other than Windows 11. Okay, so this is the one on my Windows. Here you go. Here's my Windows update screen. If you right-click that process, you can open the process name in the web browser. That will tell you what program is doing it. Like the processes tab? Which process? And now it's on 1%. No, this is on 1%. What? That's strange. So, do you guys think this is a software issue or hardware issue? Okay, no. Well, my thing looks like this right now. Wait. Yahano! Let me show it to you. Yahano! I'm just gonna hold Bart. Thank you for the follow, Dita. Right now, I'm just troubleshooting my PC with chat. Now it's on 3%. That's very strange. And I'm not lagging anymore. Why is that? Probably a virus or Josama. You should probably stop downloading Yawicorn and Sussy websites. Stop projecting. I actually don't do that. I could do like PC file Beatrice's PC file stream right now, and you can see I don't have anything sussy. Yeah, you're projecting. Show me your graphic card's performance. My graphic card where is it? This is my graphics card performance. It seems pretty normal. Wait, let me show it. There you go. Here's my Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi? GPU. Here's my GPU. Oh my god, this is insane. Insane stream. Look at this layout. Yeah, it's pretty normal, right? Okay, it's not my PC you should scar. It's my phone. My phone has all the saucy stuff. Yeah, we have the same GPU. It's pretty nice. It's pretty good. I was worried it was a super instead of a TI, but you know what? It's performing really well. Well, just super smooth on it. Yeah. Mary gave me a really beefy PC. The problem is the software. I don't know what the heck's happening with the software. Anyway, if you guys can think of any band-aid solutions, like a theory solution that I can take, I'll gladly take it. Because I've been like wondering for a while. Someone told me this is probably my SSD acting up, and I'm like, that's strange because my SSD is new and it's like damn, I forgot what my SSD was. Switching to Linux. Oh my god, I love going on Linux. Let me just open my window real quick. Let me just open my visual novel real quick. Alright? Linux users, I'm going to open my visual novel on Linux right now. Ah, there you go. Yep, it's fixed. Linux is cutting-edge technology. Do you know how many startup programs are running? Let me check. My startup is... That is 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8. There's 8 of them. Yeah, we need tech support. Oh, wait, no, I do have tech support. What the hell am I talking about? Oh. Linux is great, but not for gaming. Actually, I do run a Linux. It's my Steam Deck. My Steam Deck runs Linux. But yeah, I don't know. Sometimes, especially when my PC is on startup, like after I start up my PC is super duper slow. Like it takes... The boot up is fine. The boot up is fine, right? But once I get to the login screen, everything just turns slow for like 5 minutes. And then, if I stream at that time, right? Let's say 10 minutes after startup, I stream. usually my model just goes haywire. Like, it's just stuttering everywhere. And if I give it some more time, I become more and more smooth, which is what you're seeing right now. See? Notice how I'm not working out anymore? I don't know why it does that. Like, it only happens when I just started up my PC. Please don't be eroge. It's not a freaking eroge. I'm not streaming an eroge, you dumb. Yeah, hello. If the game is written in C, since the new versions of it supports running programs on Linux, it's a matter of Unity supports creating games with Linux support. In the future, though, you just have to use wine. Are you sure? Did you check? Check what? Oh, yeah. No, yeah. I checked if it wasn't a rogue. It wasn't. Like, I swear I'm not gonna do a Sayano Uta. Oh my god, SFW patch. Oh, Sayano Uta. I can shoot Sayano Uta. Oh my god, why is there suddenly nipples and titties everywhere? I'm not gonna do something like that. Have you tried turning it on and off again? Wow, you're so smart. Whether it's a bad or normal... What if it's a virus? I'm starting to get scared now, too. But I used to get someone to fix her PC. That's the thing, I wanted to bring my PC to a PC shop so that they could fix it. But that means I'm gonna sacrifice some stream days. And then if I have to sacrifice some stream days, I will die. Have you tried kicking your PC? Well, Mary paid for this PC, so I'm too scared to kick it. Because if I kick it and it breaks and he finds out, he's gonna get really mad at me. He's gonna be like, I spent money on that! And I'm sorry. Don't bring it to a PC shop. They can fix shit. Yeah, but like, I don't know anyone that's actually that techy to help with my PC. They're going through your files. You're not gonna find anything. This is a brand new PC. They should go through my phone. Do you do anything sussy on here? I wanted this Windows logo. This, activate Windows thingy on the bottom right to go away. So I did some dark magic. And, people said it was safe. Yeah. I don't know. The problem is you can't update. Well, I can update though. You try to turn it off and on again. That's the problem. It happens when I turn it off and on again. Because every time I do startup, it's just really slow. The boot time is fast. But the moment it goes to the Windows login screen, it becomes super slow too. So if I restart my PC, it's just gonna do the entire thing again where it becomes really slow until I wait like 30 minutes for it to all get sorted out. Too. So actually, restarting is a bad idea. I have to keep my PC up, too. Startup apps. Can I show you guys my startup apps? I have some stuff disabled here. Wait, what the hell? I'm disabling Epic Games. I installed Epic Games earlier for the Fall Guys tournament. Me too. Yeah. Well, it's working now, isn't it? I say just leave it be. That's the problem. It happens every time I open my PC. And earlier, I had to restart my PC because I changed the Japanese file to get my visual novel running. And it happened again, and it was really bad. Here. Look. Here's my, it's my startup. Have you watched a tutorial from removing bloatware from Windows? No, I haven't. Local emulator. No wait, no, not a local emulator. Local emulator doesn't work much with a lot of visual novels, so I changed to Japanese local actually. Wait. There's also another factor I would like to talk about. I have two USB hubs that are all full plugged into my PC. It's for my keyboard, my wireless keyboard, my wireless mouse, my wireless headphones, my wireless controller, my Elgato, my wireless speakers, my external hard drive. Bro, who is using Edge? Okay, I'm using Edge for my main YouTube, cause my Beatrice YouTube, it doesn't have like premium. And my normal YouTube does, my main YouTube does. So I use Edge to play music. Did it co-pilot? Yeah, what the heck is a co-pilot? What is that? What's co-pilot? Disabling ads in startup doesn't turn it off, so you can still do disable it. Wait, so are you telling me to disable it or not? Oh, Copilot is Microsoft's AI. How do I install that? If you disable all of those, it doesn't automatically turn on everything on startup. But I kind of need my Stream Deck to be always on. And my Hawaiian tablet driver. Yeah, hello. Nope. Does anybody even use Copilot? What the heck? I never heard about that until now. I'm gonna delete my stuff here. So if so you're telling me if I disable the apps and then restart my PC, then I could find out if something is slowing my PC down that way, and it's just trial and error by enabling one by one, and if my PC slows down and start up again, then bingo, I found my culprit. Process of elimination kind of thing. NVIDIA drivers up to date. I'm on like the second latest NVIDIA update, because when I went to the latest NVIDIA update, my wilds kept crashing, so I had to roll back. Steam shouldn't take that much. What do you mean? I don't think it's taking that much. I think it's starting impact. Startup impact. What does that mean? If you installed some weird stuff, it might still be hiding there. Did I install the weird stuff? No, it was just dark magic for my Windows, activation. I have Copilot power my Obsidian notes. CLI using partial mods module. Oh, I don't think I need any of that. Oh, I need to find out someone that's really good with PC. I don't really have that much friends good at troubleshooting PC, only building PCs but not troubleshooting them, methinks. Oh, no, actually, I used to program for school and I hated it because I had to use JavaScript. I had to use JavaScript for my coding and I really hated it. Python was fine. Until no, not JavaScript actually. Java, just Java. I had to... Oh yeah, by the way, here's a fun fact. I was not in IT or computer science. No. I was an animation student. And for some ungodly reason, they freaking made us code for 2 semesters. For 2 semesters, they made us code non-stop. It was a main subject. Okay? It wasn't a minor subject, it was a main subject. Oh, she went to art school. It's not really an art school, it's just a university with animation course in it. I feel when you're a Java dev and baby Chama doesn't like Java. Yeah, I hate Java. If I knew you were a Java dev while I was still in school, I probably would have just paid you to do my Java homeworks. Let me just do Hello World real quick. Okay, let me just print Hello World. Ah, finally. Oh, that was a doozy. That's what Java felt like. Okay. And then Python, it was just like P-R-I-N-T parenthesis, upper comma, hello world, upper comma, parenthesis. See? Had a similar issue when I went for programming, but had to get business classes. Why did you have to do programming for business classes? They too. Maven. Oh, actually, there was this program I was interested in. My friends in higher years talked about it. I actually never heard about it before, but I wanted to try it only because I liked the name of the program. It was called Alice something? Alice. You guys know what that is? Have you guys heard of it? I don't know if it's a coding language or a coding program, but it was called Alice. And I was like, I'm gonna try that. I want to try that. And I remember we had like this hands-on exam for a Java program for our finals in school. And I think I just kind of gave up in the end, right? I tried my best, but there was like a lot of syntax errors, so I just gave up in the end. And then I was just like staring at my screen like, what do I do now? So I just opened up Visual Studio's preferences, like the marketplace or whatever, and then I was like, what theme should I install for my Visual Studio today? Maybe Cut Puchin? Or the green one, Grubbox. What's a good one? And then my classmates were like, "What the hell are you doing? We're in an exam." I'm like, I don't know, man. I kind of gave up. I'm just making my Visual Studio look pretty, okay? No, I had no business classes for programming because the programming degree was under the business and finance department. Dude, the animation was under the programming department. On my end, too. Did you pass? I didn't look at my grade, but I passed to the next school year. I just didn't look at my grade, okay? I actually had really high grades in my first semester. I was a dean's sister. What the heck's going on with me? I was a dean's sister. Me too. Very smart. And then Java came, and I wasn't dean's sister anymore. It actually plummeted my grades. Me too. Schrodinger's grades. Yeah, exactly. I will not feel hurt about my grades if I do not look at it. You know, there's people that do Schrodinger's bank. I know, Schrodinger's like bank balance. If I do not look at my bank balance, I do not know how poor I am. Then yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I know, but it was like still stupid. Like, what the hell? Why do we need programming for animation again? Is it because we use computers? Is that it? I didn't know first time you stop, but if you grind through, collect one piece at a time at a certain point, all the pieces will start connecting. I say give it a try again. Don't need to go to college for programming. Be hard and so yeah, I feel like Java and programming in general, I think it's more confusing if you go to school for it. I think for programming, it's better learned self-taught. Right? You watch YouTube videos. You watch hundreds of YouTube videos, explain the same thing over and over again until you get it. Versus having a professor be like, okay, do you understand all of that now? Blah, 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 blah. You get it? Okay, next. You know? Windows events log must be checked if there are errors after login. And Windows performance logs to catch what is lagging in system. Google that after stream. Okay, wait. I am going to save. I'm going to screenshot what you said and then save it. Oh, thank you so much. At least C or C++ is easier. I think C++ might be a bit easier for me. Because I feel like C++ is easier than Java, but I'm not sure. Because Python was my first language. Second is Java. Third, I didn't encounter my third yet. Day 2. They need you to take unusable classes for your degree to bloat your tuition. Baseball doesn't want you to know this. Yes, exactly. Java for animation doesn't really make sense. That language is meant for enterprise software. My guess is that the teacher knows that language quite well, and they just wanted to teach you object-oriented program. No, it's our university that declared that animation will fall under the programming department. And I don't know why. I can compute better than I can program. I'm telling you this right now. I excel better at math than programming. My favorite part in math are logic problems, you know? The ones with the funny symbols. Algebra, it's okay, I just have to remember the rules again. But my favorite part in math are the logic problems. I love logic problems a lot, they too. What about? She's a programmer and a gamer. Wife, Brett. Wait, yeah. I hate programming. Only in Java. Python is fine though. I'm a baby programmer. So old people who don't know better decide you should waste your time in Java. Yeah, exactly, teacher. They were like, oh, animation. Oh, computer. They use a computer. Oh, put them in the programming department. They too. They don't have arts and multimedia department. Nope. Nope. No, they do have arts department. It's called fine arts. And no, animation does not fall under there. If I remember what falls under there, I think it was fashion designing and fine arts itself. Oh, the ones that go, you have apples. How many apples does John have? Yeah, that. But also, I think my favorite one at recently were the ones with the symbols, because it felt like, you know, like a code thingy. And I really like that kind of thing. You know, like, and has to be this, wait, I don't have it on my keyboard. Oh wait, no, yeah, I do have it. So, okay. So, what I'm talking about from the math that was taught to me was, let's say, John and Jack. Yeah. And then or is John. It was like that kind of thing. I like that a lot. I wish I could remember it though. I should study it again too. Java was pushed hard in an attempt to make standardized programming so you could swap projects at any time. It didn't work out. I feel like the reason why we had programming class alongside animation, it's gonna sound horrible, but I feel like it's because it's impossible to land an animation job where I live. So they taught programming to animators as a backup plan. So if they can't find an animation job, they can just do a programming job instead. I feel like that's the case too. She's good at math. Being too smart for a woman is a turn off. We need them to be clumsy and dumb because it's cute. 2 plus 2 equals 5. That's facts. Like solving equations during matrices? Matrices? I never heard of matrices. Do you mean metrics? Metrics? I'm not sure. You hate letters in math? That's called algebra. I actually haven't done calculus yet, though. You know what's funny? So, me and my friends were doing like math problems together, right? So we're like 4 people, right? Me and my other friend are like really sweaty tryhards when it comes to school, comes to grades. It's not because my parents are strict. It's just because I want to feel the satisfaction of excelling. So anyway, me and my friend, we're like conscious about our grades, so we study really hard. Meanwhile, the other 2 are just like messing around, you know, like blah blah blah, boys at the back kind of thing, you know, like the noisy people at the back that don't listen, right? We were doing math problems together, like logic problems, yeah. And it wasn't the one with like the symbols. It was like the normal logic problems you would encounter in first year college or something. But anyway, there was a logic problem. We were helping our friend with their homework. I remember now. And me and my friend, the one that's grade conscious, we were like, okay, so if we substitute A for B, and we, assuming that John is A and Jack is B, and we substitute this for that, and blah, 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 and then my 2 other friends, the ones that don't care about math, they were like, I feel like 5 seats for 20 people is enough. I mean, like 30 seats for a crowd of 5 is enough. And then we were like, what the hell are they doing? Ignore them, ignore them, ignore them. So we were like taking our time trying to solve it, right? And then when the result came out, because we were on the time limit, by the way, when the result came out, the 2 guys got the answer faster than we did. And they were just like, I feel like this is the right answer. I don't know. Hey, but in my defense, you need to show your solutions to some professors, right? They're not gonna accept your answer if you don't have solutions. So in that regard, they failed, but me and my friends succeeded. She's competitive even without anyone pressuring her. Yeah, I love winning. I love winning so bad. I love excelling. What the fuck? Are you Asian? Sounds like an Asian problem. Yeah, I'm Asian. What are you gonna do about it, huh? I am Asian. What? Gonna cry? I'm lazy and I still got my art and computer science degree. I think a lot of people are lazy, but they still get their degrees. They too. How did you get your answer? It came to me in a dream. Exactly. That's what they did. She loves Excel. I actually hate Excel. So we had to do. So I drag my friends to do art boots with me, my classmates. We do art boots in our university, just for fun. And we had to make a ledger, right, in Excel. But I actually suck at Excel, and so do my friends. They tried, but it was so complicated. You know what I did? I went to my friend, who was a teacher, and I was like, can you do our ledger for us? Can you just code our ledger for us? And he was like, okay, give me 1 hour. And he gave me a fully functioning, convenient ledger day too. You dodge a bullet though. Programming job for businesses. Every task has a deadline. Success so loud me. Oh god, I can't ever. Day too. Spreadsheets are great for prep. No, I feel like spreadsheets are great. They're actually very convenient. I just hate having to code for them. Like you know, like the commands and stuff. I hated doing that. But I love inputting in them. School isn't free. If you have your parents pay for school and then you don't even try, you're literally throwing away money. Yeah, I feel like that too. I mean, I don't take it for granted. Again, my parents don't pressure me to get good grades. I just want good grades for myself because it feels satisfying. Me too. But I hate it. I hate it. You know what I hate the most? Okay, this might offend some, question mark. I hate students that take their parents' money for granted and drop out and be like, oh, well, I can start anytime I want. I mean, like, I can restart. I mean, I don't need college. And then they just laze around and do nothing. They don't even work. They just laze around. And they're gonna be like, oh, well, Mark Zuckerberg and Bill Gates, dropped out of college too. Yeah, the thing is, they actually have work experience, and they actually succeeded, right? These people are like, well, I'm also gonna be rich one day because Zuckerberg and Bill Gates did it. Yeah, but you have to work hard. Are you working hard? You're not working hard, then you just wasted your parents' effort and money. And you should feel ashamed too. You have a chat spreadsheet? No, but I should make a stream of that one day. That's why I didn't get a great job. No, yeah, exactly. That what I mean are people that just laze around and hope that suddenly they're gonna be super rich. But you know what? They don't even know if they're getting super rich because they're still leeching off their parents' money, too. The club is real for those people. Oh, I'm waiting for my potential, you know? Like, I'm gonna hit the jackpot one day, D2. No, you're gonna be a failure in your entire life unless you get your life together, D2. You feel attacked? Well, it's time for you to start hustling, D2. Some vehicles are being hit misses. Oh, wow. I guess I have a bit of favoritism for my vehicle, Thomas. But if I was your parent, I would be, no, get back to work! Get back to work! If you don't work, go back to school. That's how I'd be as a parent. Come on. I can't just be, oh, it's okay, dear. You don't want to do anything? That's fine, Nito. That's okay. Let's just waste my $5,000 tuition fee on your school. Oh, hey, Nito. That's fine, Nito. That's okay. No, I'm gonna be like super pissed. I'm gonna be like, no, get back to school or work. Pick one or the other, D2. You forgot to set VTubers like that. No, it's right here. What do you mean? It's right here. I never changed it. What the hell are you talking about? Stop distracting me, Mary! You were literally calling me at 7 p.m. It wasn't even the start of my stream and you were bothering me, okay? I was eating. I was cooking. I am ranting about people that dropped out of college and didn't work because they think they're gonna be the next Bill Gates even though they're not doing anything and just wasting their family's money. So new people coming out of college with a degree will have a time getting hired. Hiring had slowed before with the loss in profits for companies. It's not a good situation. Didn't Zuck Gates drop out because they already had started their own business and wanted to focus on it? Yeah, exactly. I have nothing against people that dropped out to work. Okay? There's been a lot of cases for that and it's very understandable. Like, you dropped out to work? Yeah, okay. Understandable. Sure, why not? Need to. Hell, I did that at one point, okay? What I hate are people that dropped out because they were lazy and think they're still going to succeed in life. They too. Is there a college for VTubers? Yeah, some corpos have college for VTubers, I think. I don't know. To be fair, the college tuition was my money. Well, if it's your money, then you're just wasting your own money. It feels bad when you're wasting your family's money, though. I'm dropping out of college to become a professional BE watcher. Yeah, you should be a clipper then. What about the visual novel? The visual novel will happen shortly. If you don't know, my streams start with 30 minutes just chatting. 30 minutes to 1 hour just chatting, by the way. That's how Twitch works, by the way. So you have to wait 1 hour, 30 minutes in until I start the game. Because, hey, what's the harm in talking to chat, right? It's the most interaction you'll get out of me these times. And everybody likes it. Is this a smart visual novel? No, it's not a smart visual novel, okay? You freaking gooners. My school days, wow, what a creative and original idea to school days. Ooh, what's next? You're gonna tell me Nakapara? I like the app. Yeah, a lot of people like the app. How about the people that dropped out because of mental health issues? Well, I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about people that dropped out because they were lazy. You have to have a startup for people who miss the start time. Yeah, exactly. Okay, let's be considerate for the late Byakuchamas and then laugh at the ones that didn't make it for the entire stream. Oh, I couldn't reach BEATRICE'S stream. Ooh. You had a 1 hour startup, okay? Sure it isn't. Look, man, I have so many visual novels here that are smut, and I'm not choosing any of that, okay? This is not, wait, let me... This is not counting the ones that aren't on Steam, because I have a lot that aren't on Steam, but it's on my other PC. I would have to take the screenshot from that one again. But, let me show you the ones I have on Steam. Let me see. Here. So here's my visual novels on Steam. I need to reveal the ones that aren't on Steam soon. So, toot 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 toot. Keep in mind, not all of them are visual novels. I don't know why they're counted as visual novels. Anyway. Why is my Steam freezing? Oh god. Alright, there you go. Yep. Yeah. Oh, Glory Screamer is so cute. Oh my god, guys, Sigurashi Nipa! Oh, that's a lot of Bisaya. Anyway. Anyway. Wait, did it show? There you go. I said I have smut visual novels, okay? I have a lot of them. I have a lot of eroge. They're called eroge, by the way. I have a lot of eroge, and I chose the one that isn't eroge. Listening comprehension, Miyako-chama. Okay, I need to give you guys context. So, yearly, me and my friends would have this thing on Christmas where we gift each other really bad, cheap games. Like, they're really cheap ones, like, let's say, like, 50 cents or $1 kind of stuff. We'd gift each other games, and we'd have a competition who can get, like, the worst games. Yeah, your friends do that too, exactly, so you know what I mean. Okay. My friend gifted me this for my birthday and they made me play it. Well, did you like it? Because I didn't play it. Yeah, maybe believe it. Maybe tell me. Yeah, I'm glad you do. Wait, let me just pull some of my windows. Okay, 4 minutes until I start the visual novel scene. You weren't a big fan of it. Okay, I don't blame you though. But yeah, I have a lot of visual novels. I should show you guys the ones on my other hard drive soon. I actually got Phenomenal from my old PC. I should show you guys the visual novels from my old PC, the ones that weren't on. I think there's a cat cafe one coming out. It seems funky. Yeah, that's called Nekopara. Yeah, hello! Hello, went to sleep in one beach of this stream. Found myself waking up in another, it seems. Oh! Hello! Hi! Good morning! Hi, bitches. Are we golden? We're golden indeed too. The stream did not start out golden, but now it's golden D2. Kind of. I'm still freezing. I don't know why. I wonder why I'm freezing. Thank you for the cup cheek D2. Is it the latest translation of Phenomena? I think so. I think so. Actually, I was confused when I started, like... When I started the game. Because it seemed really borked out. Like, why the hell am I saying this CG? And then, I realized I needed to change it. I need to change my new PC's locale to Japan. So I did that and now it's working fine. The startup UI is still in Japanese, but the visual novel itself is on English, so it should be fine. Do you know a bunch of new gens who say they love Nekopara but don't like the visual novel because it's problematic? Yeah, that's why you don't go on TikTok. There's a lot of those on TikTok and on the VN Twitter. That's why you don't look at either of those, okay? You just consume things and you keep it to yourself or to your friends or to your viewers like what I'm doing right now, D2. And you don't interact with anyone from any community, okay? You be alone forever. You don't try to make friends from communities, from strangers. You only make friends from mutual friends, okay? If your friend has a friend, that's who you befriend. You do not befriend strangers, okay? I'm googly eye right now. You sound like my mom. Hey, it's true though. Hey, a lot of the drama that comes out on the internet is because people befriended random people on the internet. Okay? No, I have no friends. Well, you can just talk to yourself, I guess. Make yourself your friend. I don't know. I never not had any friends. Oh god. Wait, give me a bit. Ah. My alarm. Shut up. Alright. Ah! Yeah, only get on fights with strangers. Do not befriend strangers, okay? I'm gonna restart my YouTube studio on my phone because my tracking is about right now. No lie, I have a Kato Shoujo tattoo. Oh, which girl is it? I like Rin. Can you guess why? I like Rin a lot. Rage baiting online is the same as reading for me. Yeah, same here. Do you see the amount of angry people on my retro post? Emmy is the best girl, but my tattoo is of the logo. Oh, you should have had an Emmy tattoo on your leg. Do you see all of the angry people on my post? They were like, oh my god, shut up, shut up, shut up! You can't even pronounce a virus, shut up! Calm down, it's not that deep. Alright, so let's start up the game now. Let's open it. Phenomenal. Let's see, is this... Oh yeah, it's by Nitro Plus. But it's a sub-W, guys, trust me. It's not being detected. Maybe I need to, use window capture. Ah, yeah, there you go. The window is pretty small, by the way, so you have to bear with a bit of quality loss. Alright. Let's start D2. At a certain age, you just let people do what they want. Best policies is to give them space. They're going to do their own thing anyway. Oh yeah, I feel like if you have a kid, You let them do their own thing eventually, unless you want to be an overbearing parent. But I do highly recommend having supervision on their internet access. Maybe not give them internet at all. Because I was an unsupervised child on the internet, and then look where that landed me on. Alright, let's start. I don't know what these mean, but let's start with the first one. This is a pretty short visual novel, by the way. Let me put the music up. You're perfectly fine, really. Define fine. Okay, let's read. There are things that shouldn't be seen, often said my late grandmother, and that was quite true. Why is there audio text? And that was quite true. I was drawn to the occult from childhood, and upon entering university, I learned the truth of those words by stepping many times into the edges of the netherworld. Ghosts, beings which no one can decisively determine whether they exist or not. The story that begins here revolves around stories brought forth by them. And this story, it can also be said to be the story of it and I. This is the old translation. Oh well, we can bear with it. Bear with it, old man. As its eyes glimmer in front of strangeness, as it breathes out words with a bedazzled expression, it warped the world that I always believed in, and made me anxious of whether the ground I stood on would shake. I would want to look over my shoulder just by listening, and I grew to fear whether someone were peeking from the dark shadow of the door. Maybe it was because the words it spoke included truths about the other side. It included truths that only applied to the scant, grotesque, waning dead ones. Now, after it has disappeared, do I finally know that? As grandmother said, it was a world that I should not have seen. It was a story that was not for the living person. However, I intend to speak of that. I intend to speak about all of that. Because if I don't, it wouldn't be able to rest in peace. Because it, having lived on the edge of darkness, having struggled through the threshold of darkness, would not be able to live in peace. Yes, I'll say it once more. From here on, it's a story that shouldn't be known. Are we gonna see the girl? This is my first time reading this visual novel, by the way. I had this visual novel sitting in my PC for a long time already, D2. And this is my first time reading it with you right now, D2, huh? Is this Shikitono? No, it's not Shikitono. We're not reading Tsukihime, we're reading Phenomenal. I should change the stream category, by the way. Because Phenomenal is actually a category in Twitch. Shocking. Hello. Oh wait, no, it's colors. What the hell is that sound? What the hell is that? Is that an ashtray? Hey, mother. When the beings called ghosts existed in this world, would it ever be possible for someone to prove their existence such that no one anywhere could argue otherwise? Actually, let me remove my cursor. Yeah, hello. RSW Gamer 1608. Thank you for the follow, too. It's the first time I'm seeing this VN. Really? I've seen this VN for quite a while already. I think it would be impossible no matter how much humanity evolves. On the flip side, it also means no one anywhere could prove it irrefutably that they do not exist. Oh my god! Devil's proof! Uminaka reference, Ichila! You cannot prove that there were not 19 people on the island. Or something. I forgot how it went. From that standpoint, to discuss whether ghosts exist or not is a complete waste of time. That's why people who can emerge victorious from such a discussion must be people who can purely enjoy ghosts as a source of entertainment. Indeed, I fall under that group, and you could call me quite bluntly as an occult maniac. Mother may not know, but this is quite a niche existence in the world. To be of my age and go ghost this, oh my that. I know that people laugh at people like me, but there are plenty of things in the world that are inexplicable. Yes. Oh, it's the house. For example, the house I'm living in. This old, almost 30 years old building is by the side of the Tamagawa Waterworks, and partly because it's located in such an odd place, has an incredibly low rent. When I came to Tokyo this spring, I looked for a cheap apartment and found this place. It takes 10 minutes of biking to reach a convenience store. It's surrounded by darkness and covered by thick copse, and because there are no street lights in the area, it's completely dark at night. However, I enjoy this old building. It was built like an old mountain cottage, as the first floor was a garage, and the second and third floors were a blowout. So it's no more than luxurious for a person living alone. Yeah, actually, that's quite a big house. BN always have a place in my heart. Oh, really? What's your favorite visual novel? I think a visual novel that I really liked was Yamemiru Kusuri. I really like that visual novel. It made me cherish waifus in visual novel. After I did like the white haired girls, I never did the other routes because I like the white haired girls so much. The kitchen was as cramped as a kitchenette, but it had a living room, a Japanese style room, a bath, and even an atelier. From what I hear, an architect had designed it as a personal workspace. What's a kitchenette? I liked it at first sight. Furthermore, for a place with a bath to be just 30,000 yen in Tokyo, Musashino was unthinkably rare. What? 30,000 yen? That's pretty cheap! Wait, No Game No Life was a visual novel? Wasn't... It's a light novel! Yeah, it's a light novel. A light novel I like is Kino no Tabi and Ascendance of a Bookworm. I liked it. Oh wait, here you read that. This is a house that grants wishes. So said this money real estate agent who introduced his place to me. The architect who built this became famous. The illustrator who moved in became busy and moved closer to the city, and the young couple that was living here until last month gave birth to a baby, which led to this becoming open. You're quite lucky. After hearing that, who wouldn't immediately seal the deal? So I jumped at the opportunity. There was probably a feeling of superiority too, given that my colleagues at university pay over twice the rent and live in rabbit cages. In any case, I I was quite pleased at how lucky a man I was when my first time living alone. Yet, within a month, I realized how big of a mistake that was. Ooh, spooky. I can hear a sound somewhere when I'm sleeping at night. The squeaking of something persistently attempting to open some old door. I assumed it was just some bad structuring somewhere, but I soon realized that it was odd that it always happened at 2 a.m. I tried going to the living room from my bedroom at the edge of the second floor, and the sound would stop. It's the rats. I thought maybe it was coming from above and went to the atelier on the third floor, but there was nothing that could be the source of the sound. I planned to eventually organize it to be cooler, but at the moment it was a bare environment with just my desk and a bookshelf. I looked around, but the windows were all shut. There was nothing to make a sound. After that, I went to the toilet and the bath. However, I could not find anything that could be connected to the sound. So I thought maybe I'm just hearing things and went to sleep again. But then the sound started again. Squeak! The sound of old wood groaning. I could also hear the sound of something scraping. It wasn't like a mouse or a cat. It was an eerie sound, like something trying to crawl out of somewhere dark after having been tormented for a long time. Oh, that's a horrible sound. Eventually, that sound stopped seemingly echoing throughout the house and felt like it was seeping through the atmosphere around my ear. Yeah, Lauren and the deal being too good to be true is always the red flag. Oh my god, that's my place right now! Did I be scared day too? Being an adjacent game, so be 999 mentioned, Hotel Does mentioned, and Ghost Trick mentioned. Are you a DS fan for any chance? Do you like the Nintendo DS? I played all of those when I was a kid actually. I love 999. I love 999 so much. My favorite character is Snake. Bring the walls, BB. Is this what it sounds like when you guys are in my walls? Eventually, that sound stops seemingly echoing to... Oh god. Wait, give me a bit. I'm just gonna get a plate for my snacks. Oh yeah, I'm back. Hi! I got a drink too. Eventually, that sound stopped seemingly echoing to blah 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 blah. I felt like it was seeping through the atmosphere around my ear. As a result, I began keeping the lights on throughout the house and using earplugs when sleeping. However, the problem stopped being just sound. Ugh. It was about 2 weeks ago. I found a decisive thing. What the? I found 7 carved into the wall of the landing of the stairs with something sharp. I immediately checked the doors and windows around the house, but there didn't seem to have been anyone entering. I was probably terrified. It was a pretty big engraving, but I forced myself to think I just never noticed it before. A few days later, though, I found near the bathtub 6. Something sharp had carved it into the windowsill, and then a week ago, I found near the toilet 5. And even this easygoing person had to believe it. Is romance included on this one? I think so. There's a heroine. Heroine. Can this ghost stop vandalizing my place, day 2? Something was in this house, and that this was some countdown. I immediately jumped out of the house. I couldn't live in the house anymore. I hadn't made any close friends yet at university, so I lived in karaoke boxes and net cafes for several days. I couldn't talk about this to anyone. I didn't know any monks or any mediums. Then I realized, right, maybe the people from Ikai Gabuchi, Edge of the Netherworld, would be perfect for discussing this with. The colleagues of mine who were also in the occult world may believe me. And so, I didn't know you could sleep in karaoke boxes. Incidentally, they aren't suspicious people at all. No, we are plenty suspicious. Huh? I recalled the sudden voice from above. Hello? Oh, oh, Nitro Plus OST never fails. When I looked up, I saw Karasu's white face and she was waving her hand. Yo, Nagi. Karasu, since when were you there? I checked the time on my cell phone. It was 10:30 p.m. There was still 30 minutes until the offline meeting taking place at 11. Right around when you began explaining the house grants wishes to your mother. That's basically the start. I complained, oh, the atmosphere with the music is so nice. Like, it feels like actual respite. Respite. Seeing a beautiful woman and then beautiful music playing in the background after being traumatized by your house. I've watched a documentary where salarymen sleep in computer shops. It's crazy how they're cheaper than hotels. Aren't hotels usually like more expensive than computer shops? That would be the normal case, right? I complained as I grumpily placed my stationery back my bag. Sorry, but you know, keeping is like our trait, you know? Said Kurasa as she smiled cutely. This was a family restaurant near Itsukai Ichikai Road. We were going to have an emergency offline meeting here with the members of an occult site I frequent. And of course, Karasu wasn't her real name. It was the handle that's used online, just as I, Yamada Nagito, go by the name Nagi. She went by Karasu. This was the third time we'd met, but I still didn't know her real name. However, he was a veteran on the Ikaigabuchi site, and thus a big senior to me, but only began looking at the site this spring. Her appearance was as usual, a purplish velvet dress that reached her ankles, and below that was just a black camisole. Or rather, her chest was completely bare. Her breasts looked like they would jump out at any time, which made looking at her awkward. However, this was her uniform of sorts. You're quite early. Did you close shop early today? I asked. No, this is not the heroine. Pretty much, fortune tellers don't have much to do when there are no customers. He took off the stole he was wearing, sat down across from me. But you know, to put it frankly, he played with a skull-shaped accessory shining at her breast as she looked at me. Your house probably has nothing to do with it. What? What was it? Right. Schema. Oh, you mean a bit. Oh, there you go. Schema? Some word used in cognitive science. If you keep thinking you're scared, then you start seeing faces in the ceiling. That sort of thing. Because you were hearing squeaking every day, you began seeing numbers from the scratches that always were in your house. Seriously? Seriously. I mean, you came to Tokyo alone from super ruralness in Shizuoka. And this is the first time you're living alone, right? And then you're living in an old wooden house alone. So it's not too surprising. I used to live in a house that groaned and squeaked a lot, so I know how you feel. It's like the sound of saran wrapping, so it's pretty discomforting. So she said, as she raised her hand to order beer from the waitress. Well, wait then. If this was just me being a wuss, then what should I say to the occult veterans that were coming to the offline meeting? Would I get banned from the wonderful site for being an airhead in just one night? Ah, don't worry about it. He laughed. Can I see the CG? Oh, I don't know how I can see the CG. We're a bunch. Ah, there you go. Space! There you go. There's the CG. We're a bunch of folk that love meaning and trendy shady stories. But it shouldn't be that simple. There were about 10 people coming to this meeting. And then Karasu said, huh? And looked at me. He hadn't looked? At what? It's meaning I think over 30 people are showing up. What? I hardly access the Ikai Gabuchi offline media board through my cell phone. And then opening the house that grants wishes investigation thread, I was taken aback. You're right. Why did numbers suddenly rocket? Are that many people interested in the house that grants wishes? Unfortunately, not at all. See, even the regular Sue and Zippo are coming to the meeting, right? You wouldn't move for some mere horror tale. You think that skull might be something later in the story? I doubt it. I think it's just a design choice. Some horror tale. She laughed at the expression I made as she plucked the phone from my hand and played with it. And then she turned the screen to me. This, the fourth poster going by the name Yoichi. I think this many people are showing up because this one announced their participation. Who is Yoichi? No idea. Who? Said Karaso with a grin as she pulled out a cigarette. She lit the cigarette using a worn slender finger lighter, and after blowing out a puff of smoke, quietly whispered, "Those that meet Yoichi die 7 days later." What? Then why are people trying to meet them? What? Isumoi. Yoichi isn't a living person. Offline meetings that Yoichi attends end in terror. What else was there? Oh, what is that? Something like an urban legend that started being whispered around. Ikai Gabuchi. Yet no one's actually met Yoichi. No one knows if Yoichi is some old man or even what gender they are. However, everyone who attends a meeting that Yoichi goes to remains silent. The entire thread disappears. The participants stop going to Ikai Gabuchi or they die. Her low whisper felt like ice cold water flashing down the back of her. What? On the other side, Carlso happily received her glimmering cup of beer and exclaimed, "Ah, delicious!" with a lackadaisical tone. Brianna Harris is here for the following day too. But those are just rumors, right? I asked, and she laughed. That's right. So basically, even if the house that grants wishes is a miss, there's the hope of Yoichi, so everyone's gathering for fun. So you don't have to fret about it any. She said, but I still felt mixed emotions. Until now, until today, I was trembling with fear alone, unable to go home. And then I suggested today's offline meeting in the hopes of getting the opinions of the veterans of Ikai Gabuchi. Having the story blown off immediately as my misunderstanding wasn't sufficient to calm my fears. This is a great stream to sleep to. Yeah, it's very comfy. The OST is really nice too. However, if Yoichi has gone interested, might the house that grants wishes be real? Who knows? I'm just interested in seeing how Yoichi Kun's appearance changes a horror story that doesn't interest me into something more eerie. Doesn't interest. If it still bothers you, Ikai Gabuchi has a page for investigating haunted areas. You can request an investigation, although I still think you'll just end up being laughed at. She really just said she doesn't care about this story and is only coming because somebody else is coming. Alright. She laughed as she quickly finished her beer. Indeed, the Ikai Gabuchi site did routinely check out haunted areas around the country regardless of fame. After investigation, haunted areas were graded on a scale of A to D, with A being called the most dangerous of spots. This rating was very unique, in that famed areas such as Masakato Kobiduka and Iwainari were given a D rank by Ikai Gabuchi. In other words, they were rated as the lowest level of danger. Supposedly, it was because it had become an area that was evenly split, as humans and ghosts treated each other with respect. On the other hand, places given an A rank were often unknown to the common populace. Places such as crime scenes that involve murders brought forth by thick emotions, such as infatuation and jealousy, isolated locales of death by seniors who maintained fanatic delusions, and so on. They say those places serve as lightning rods for souls that resented the current world. Souls that had lost personalities and simply became clumps of malicious intent, far beyond saving. As I thought such things, Karaza had begun peering intently at my face. Hey, Nagi-kun? Yeah? You have the mark of a meaning. Yeah? And this is a girl. Do you see? My expression loosened at her words. Can you tell me a little more? Hmm. She began playing with the skull-shaped accessory near her breast as she continued. They really love to give emphasis on her badunkers, huh? Hmm. How should I put it? It's a very it's a very dense meeting. Like two souls previously split are reuniting, but she said, she said, seemingly looking through me and at a different world. It's hard to say if meeting this girl will actually result in happiness for you. Was that? And furthermore, oh, wait, isn't she dead? Hey, what's she talking about? Isn't that like being possessed? You gotta be kidding me, I thought. I also remember that she would tell me such ominous things every time we met. Previously, she told me I'd had bicycle luck, and then I got hit by a motorcycle on the way back. And then she told me I had gold fortune and was happy, but then I stepped on a gold-colored thumbtack at home. In other words, she was very good at presenting unfortunate things in a way that you can't tell it's unfortunate. This is an important skill for a fortune teller, I suppose. You know, Karasu, if you're a fortune teller, shouldn't you also tell people how to avoid misfortune? I asked. But it's up to the person whether to think of something as unfortunate. She stuck out of she stuck out her tongue in a cute way and then shouted at the employee passing by, "Another beer, please!" As I sat there, watching over her in a vexed manner. The door chime sounded repeatedly, and suspicious-looking people filed in one after another, seeing how they were coming over after noticing Karasu. I deduced they were people attending the offline meeting. Yo, yo, Karasu. As beautiful as always. Long time no see to you too, Maru. I'm so excited. We have such karmic dispositions. Like unit. Came back. As such conversations continued, my seat in the back of the family restaurant slowly became surrounded by activity. Every now and then, I would see a familiar face, but most I had never seen before. I had actively been participating in offline meetings in Tokyo, and that I continued seeing new faces en masse each time made me realize how deep the world of the occult was. The grammar here is kinda janky, don't you think? Just after 11, the group that had gathered at the back of the family restaurant with the odd interest had passed 30. Or rather, I'd picked the family restaurant figuring there'd be 10. So this was pretty big transgression. The looks from the waitresses passing awkward smiles at me hurt. Are there more coming? I quietly asked Karasu, who was engaging in friendly chat with other. Yeah, this is the old translation. I had this for a while though. I didn't know there was a new translation. Let me check. Phenomenal. Oh, there's a 2023 one. I get it easily. Oh, it's just 1 gig. Yeah, I had like a very recent update, like 2023. The bad grammar makes you know that it's an oh, is that what you say to yourself? Considering your grammar? Let me see. I hope this is the right one. Oh. It just one game made me feel old. Why? One cake is pretty small though. Hmm. Yeah, translation's a bit janky. I can't really understand it. No, I mean because it's probably fans of the game that worked on it. Ah, I see. At least it didn't make you feel small. I feel pretty big. It's the inside that counts. I think it makes you feel old should be in your content description. Well, I don't mean it. It just comes out naturally, too. Thanks for getting the new translation by old man. I'm hoping this is the new translation. I didn't know the old translation would have questionable grammar. Anyway, how do I save this? We can probably just skip a few parts until I get to I start getting confused. Like here. Cause the grammar starts getting really janky. Yeah, no problem. Aren't you glad that I listen? Sometimes. Sometimes they do. Okay, this will be done now. Come on, Mega. Mega, hurry up. It's like on the question mark right now. In the meantime, I'm gonna look why my disc is like spiking to 100. Yeah, hello. Okay, let's see. Phenomenal. Oh, it says 2023. It's this one, no? Okay, let me just close the game real quick. Let me just close the game. Phenomenal new. So no wonder I didn't know there was a new update. Because I had the game way before the new update. You have to finish Slay the Princess, but you forgot the plot already. Oh, Eldritch Princess and time traveling and universes. That's all you have to know. You got all that? Okay, great. Now go back to playing the game. Okay. Hopefully it works now. Well, not work. Hopefully this is the translation. What's the readme say? You think this is it? Oh well, it says prologue here. Alright, let's try it. I want all the endings, so I must suffer though. Oh, that's a lot of endings. There's some things people are not meant to see. A line my now late grandmother used to say, and one that was quite true. Is this the right one? I forgot if it's the same. I've been interested since I was a brat. Okay, it's the new one. It's the new one. I remember now. I mean, I can tell from the brat. Okay, can we skip this though? Sorry, we're gonna have to skip to like the current scene if that's fine. This skip does not work as a whole, by the way, because I think it only skips unread text. So I'm actually aggressively tapping. Oh my god! Oh Jesus Christ! Oh my god! Love day too. Okay. Spooky. Yeah, I'm a speed reader. I'm a really fast reader. Yoichi. Okay, the Yoichi part is still fine. Okay, we're near. We're almost catching up. They die. I asked, and she replied, "That's right." We're laughing. Hmm. Okay, almost there. You read that she's over her 30s? Oh well, there you go. Hags are in demand, right? The real horror would be a random sex scene. Oh yeah, like Sayano Uto's SFW patch. It wasn't actually SFW at all because there were tits spiraling out. I'm just trying to find the part where I got confused. I think it's during the fortune thing. Hey, Nagi-kun. Yeah? You have the sign of a meaning. What? And it's? And a girl. Seriously? My expression relaxed at hearing those words. Could you please elaborate a little more? She began playing with the realistic skull-shaped accessory near her chest as she continued. How should I put it? It's a very intense encounter, like two split souls are reuniting, but she declared, with a look that seemed to see right through me, some other world. It's hard to say if mating this girl will actually result in happiness for you. What do you mean? And furthermore, wait, isn't she already dead? Hey, isn't that like being possessed or something? You gotta be kidding me, I thought. But I also remembered that she would tell me such ominous things every time we met. Previously, she told me I would have luck with bicycles, and then I got hit from behind by a mama cycle on the way back home. Other times she told me I would have golden luck, and I was happy about it. And then I stepped in a gold-colored thumbtack at home. The mama cycle part still confuses me. In other words, she has a subtle skill as a fortune teller, conveying people's unhappiness in a way that does not make them feel unhappy. That does not make them feel unhappy. Okay. You know, Karase-san, if you're a fortune teller, shouldn't you also teach people how to avoid misfortune? I asked. Well, it's up to the individual to decide whether they consider misfortune to be misfortune. She stuck out her tongue in a cutesy way and then shouted to the employee passing by, "Another beer, please!" I wish I had beer. Let me check if I still have beer. Momocycle is a Japanese style of bicycle. Oh, okay, I see. Thank you for the... I didn't know that that was a thing. Wait, let me search what that looks like. Momocycle. No. Mamachari! Mamachari! Oh, it's for... It's for babies. It's for moms that are bringing their babies. I had a half drank beer in my fridge, but it's been sitting there for a while. So I tried to take a sip, and I was like, this kind of tastes a bit funky, so I threw it away. Yeah, it has a basket and a seat in the back. Seeing as they're coming over after recognizing Karasa-san, I deduced there were people attending the offline meeting. Hello, hello, Karasa-san. You look as beautiful as ever. No, I don't want extra fermented beer. No, thank you. Mara-san, it's been a long time. It's exciting, isn't it? The cruel tricks of our fortunes that we should meet. As such conversations unfolded, the seats at the far back of the family restaurant where I was stationed gradually became more and more crowded. I recognized a few faces among the increasing number of people, but the vast majority of them were strangers. I've been actively participating in the offline meetings in Tokyo, but I have to say that the world of the occult, is really deep when you see new faces en masse every time. Just past 11 o'clock, the group of people with bizarre tastes gathered at the back of the family restaurant finally exceeded 30 people. Well, I picked the family restaurant figuring there'd only be 10 people, so this was a pretty big transgression. The looks from the waiters was passing awkward smiles at me hurt. Are there any more coming? I quietly asked Karasa-san, who was engaged in a small talk with the other attendees. And she responded with her cheek slightly reddened. It's way too late to ask that now. There are a bunch of people who show up without registering, so there'll probably be a few more. Won't that be problematic? This might scare away Yoichi too, he commented cheerfully, but this might be a bit troublesome. Yeah, too many people in a cafe, in a family restaurant, you're served with only 10 people in mind, but there's actually 30. So, which one's Yoichi? As expected, not even an hour passed before the conversation blew past the wish-fulfilling house. The countless occult veterans crammed into the family restaurant all looked around at each other, frantically searching for the cursed Yoichi. Lucky, I hope you have a great weekend. Thank you, D2. Alright, I propose we do one round of introductions now. The middle-aged man going by the handle Professor suggested, with his face already red. Judging by the number of empty beer mugs lying on the table, he seemed to be quite the drinker. The chorus of "Let's do it! Let's do it!" began in response. And soon each person stood up one by one and began to speak. At least half the participants were already quite drunk, so the atmosphere began to feel less like a gathering of occult enthusiasts and more like a full-on drinking party. Me first, I'm Professor. My field of occult specialty is in the ethnography of forgotten cultures. Me second, I'm Usagi. I love folklore about Ryomen Sukuna-sama. What's that? Ryomen Sukuna. Ah, God, why is it Jujutsu Kaisen? Folklore. I don't want the Jujutsu Kaisen one. Where do I find the real one? It's over. I can't search it anymore. Yahoo! Yahoo! Me third. I'm Harley. I get excited by stuff related to Oop Arts. What's Oop Arts? Oop. Oh, out of place artifacts. Okay, okay. And why are Usagi-san and Harley-san both jumping on the bandwagon? Oh, wait, no. Among other things, I'm currently researching the Voynich manuscript. Wasn't the Voynich manuscript just revealed to be like writing about medicine or something? Ancient writing about medicine and whatnot? Where are they going? What are they going for second and third for? And why are Usagi and Harley-san both jumping on the bandwagon? Of art otakus are the real otakus. I can imagine, yeah. The occult maniacs, who were more playful than necessary, began to introduce themselves one by one, and they did so in a ridiculously boisterous way. I alone seemed to receive the sharp, reproachful glares from customers all over the shop. May 7th, I'm Karasu. Woohoo! Yeah, let's go, Karasu! Yay! When she energetically rose from her seat, she was greeted with a particularly loud round of applause. And when she started reciprocating the affection, I completely gave up on discussing the house. No! Come to think of it, every offline meeting ended up like this. It was uncharacteristic for an occult website like Kaigabutsi. Go on, Nagi-kun. It's your turn next. Urged by Karasa-san, I begrudgingly stood up. 8th, I'm Nagi. I'm a university student. Hi, Beato. What's up? Today, I am reading a visual novel, I mean. What type of occult do you like? I love all kinds of mysterious stories, but right now I'm interested in things related to ghosts. When I half-heartedly answered the question that had been flung at me, people began shouting, "Too stiff! Too stiff! You haven't drunk enough!" And someone ordered the beer for me without even asking me. Ooh, I love that. Man, I'm still 18. I'm underage. I can't drink. You know, I read Subahibi a long time ago. I think it was like 2018 or something. And I remember the disclaimer on the startup said that all of the characters were adults. But when you, when you read the game, they're like, "Oh, aren't you too under? Oh, you're underage smoking. You're an underage smoker." So I think they lied. It's fine. It's fine. I'll drink it. But just act like you're drinking and they'll be satisfied. Laughed Karasa as she smacked my butt with her palm after noticing my expression. I told you, women also like that. Well, in any case, that's how the 30 or so people introduced themselves in one round. And in conclusion, there was no one here who went by the handle of Yoichi. Ooh. What? So they didn't show up? I showed up just to meet Yoichi. Is anyone faking their handle? Such voices arose one after another, but in the special space of an online meeting, where it was not unusual for people to meet each other for the first time, it was hard to figure out if anyone was lying. Well, since you all gathered, can we discuss what the wishful feeling house is? I began to speak, but Susan cut me off. Here's what I think. As I recall, he was an old veteran of Ikai Gabuchi who managed a liquor store and liked collecting things like the arms of Tengu and the shells of Kappa. May I call you Beato for short? Yeah, that's what I'm called. That's my nickname, Dechu. Yoichi might be a different handle of Krishna-san. As I was listening with a sigh, but I reacted to that famous name. I see, that would make a lot of sense. Who the heck is Krishna? If we summarize the rumors involving Yoichi, um, if you get involved with Yoichi, you'll meet a terrible end. Yoichi isn't a living person. Those that meet Yoichi die 7 days later. Things like that. Wait, didn't he have 7 days left? They chill. Oh, you never heard any concrete news of someone dying. Maybe certain threads disappeared from the forum because Krishna-san used an alt account to participate in register haunted places that need to be investigated. That's what I think, anyway. Ooh. I see. Nodded Karasa-san in agreement. Krishna hasn't been showing up as well lately either. So that makes sense. But wait, please, I interjected. Krishna-san, as in the administrator of Ikaikabuchi Krishna-san? Everyone's met them? You have met them, or rather, they've always shown up to meetings before. But they're not here today? You want to meet them? Yes, of course. Ooh. In the first place, the reason I became interested in the Ikaigabuchi site was because the person named Krishna was so fascinating to me. Yeah, baby. Alfie Chama calls me BB. Actually, I don't know if she's calling me baby or like Beatrice Buford baby, but either works. Of course, part of it was that I was interested in the occult from the start, but Ikaigabuchi clearly held an attraction that was different from other occult sites. That was apparent, for instance, when looking at the odd sentence prominently displayed on the homepage. Things that bother people also bother ghosts. Ikaigabuchi was originally established as a site to promote the separation of ghosts and people. Most people can't see ghosts. That's why, regardless of whether we mean well or not, we probably bother ghosts more than they do us. It was a perspective that was both fresh and unique. And as I read articles about renowned haunted spots in Ikaigabuchi, my conviction deepened. Each article was filled with care towards ghosts. Ooh, sweet. And at the same time, never forget, never forget to show respect towards both the living and the dead. I've always wondered, why are people always afraid of ghosts? Perhaps some ghosts play tricks on people, while other ghosts say, come on, stop it, and step in to intervene. Yet no one ever thinks of the latter possibility. Maybe a certain amount of order is maintained by good spirits, and that is why the vast majority of people live their lives without ever being threatened by ghosts. That paragraph in particular struck a chord with me. Those words hit me hard, as I had just arrived in Tokyo and hadn't met anyone I could call a friend. I realized more than ever that people were connected to others through sincerity. It gave me the courage necessary to think that I could make it in Tokyo, where it's said that people's relationships with others is tenuous, where people try to avoid needless interaction with others as much as possible. Is it that? Is it like that? I was encouraged by that. That was when I actually began participating in the site. As I read the daily updates of bizarre articles, I became more and more fascinated by this Krishna person. Their deep yet wide ranging knowledge of the occult, their logical and elegant writing style, the sincerity that could be felt in every written word. They were packed with things that my soul lacked and things that I actually needed right now. I feel like Krishna is the main girl. Before I realized, I'd come to think of Krishna's son as my brother and father in Tokyo. Wait, no, it was a guy? And if I could make a wish, I wanted Krishna's son to personally investigate the wish fulfilling house themselves. No one's asked this question yet, but does Bibi Chama believe in ghouls or have had any spooky experiences? Um, do I believe in ghosts? I don't know. I never really thought about it. I never really thought hard. I feel like I believe them, but it's not like in the usual portrayal of ghosts where they're like in a white dress or like they're this translucent beings that look one to one to how they look like in real life, just transparent. I feel like their energy more like they're like roaming the earth, but as spirits, not as ghosts. You know? You get what I mean? You can't see them because it's like you can't see air, that kind of thing. That's how I believe them. So they may be there. Why can't a whole ghost help me make pottery? I don't know. Maybe you should ask the ghost yourself. Go to a haunted area and then ask ghosts. So, do I believe in haunted houses and like poltergeists and all that stuff? No, I don't. Do I believe in ghost sightings? When I was a kid, I actually had visions of my great grandmother. Because I met my great grandmother, but she died shortly after I was born because she was old. But I vaguely remember when I was like 3 or 4 years old, I would see her in the corners of the house just watching. And I would tell my family about them. And they're gonna be like, what the hell are you talking about? But I see her, right? And she's wearing red. I feel like if you're a kid, you might be able to see them, or it's just your baby mind playing tricks on you. But I guess I did have a spooky experience. It wasn't spooky for me. Um, yeah, I never understood why people are scared when their dead family member meets them as a ghost in media. Unless there were like an abusive family member, I guess. But if it's someone that was very nice to you and they're like a ghost and they showed up to you, wouldn't it be like more sweet than like scary? They too. So I never really got scared of that. They too. But yeah, I feel like generally ghosts are like air. They're there, you just can't see them. Yeah. Anyway, back to the visual novel. How old is Krishna-san? What kind of person are they? Nagi-kun, you're sorry. Calm down. Here, have a drink. Undeterred by the interruptions of Susan and the others, I rephrased my question. Please tell me, how could I meet them? However, my question was met with an awkward silence from a group of 30 people. I don't think they'll show up to an offline meeting again. Why? Something's happened. Some things? Well, you'll see. I'm sure you'll get the chance to find out sooner or later. But for now, leave it be. I only receive vague responses like that. The brief silence in the family restaurant was broken by Sipo-san, who I think worked as a programmer. Um, I disagree with that opinion. That opinion? In response to Karasu-san's question, Sipo-san pushed up his thick glasses and answered nervously. Actually, the theory that Yoichi and Krishna-san are the same person. What do you mean? Telling you the truth, I hung of an acquaintance who met Yoichi at an offline meeting. I've had a dream my grandma once. She was just sitting on the couch asking me to find the remote lock. When I woke up, I cried for hours. Oh yeah, I understand. My grandpa died recently. I think it was like 2 years ago. And my grandma was like, "Oh my god, I think I've seen your grandpa's ghost. Oh, that's so scary." I was like, "Isn't that a good thing?" Yeah. When my grandpa died, that was the first time a close family member of mine died. Okay. In my years of living, I have not uh had a family member die that was close to me until my grandpa died. God bless his soul, too. To tell you the truth, I know of an acquaintance who met Yoichi at an offline meeting. Really? The entire gathering was suddenly excited. What were they like? How old? Guy? Girl? Which offline meeting? They all asked in unison. And Zipu-san quietly answered, the offline meeting was for the investigation of an abandoned hospital in the town of Prefecture, about half a year ago. So what was Yoichi like? Well, I don't know. You don't know? How come? Oh wait. Karase-san asked, and Zippo-san gulped once before answering. Because the guy's hospitalized. Hospitalized? Psychiatric ward. What the hell? Hearing that, the lively crowd once again fell to a deathly silence. Everyone fell silent as if something happening grim overshadowed the excited crowd in their seats. Hospitalized in a psychiatric ward? Is that Yuichi's fault? Asked Susan, and Tipo-san slowly shook his head. I don't know, but even after regaining consciousness, the only word he ever mumbled was Yoichi. That's why I came to this meeting today, to ask Yoichi what the hell happened that day in the offline meeting. Everyone fell silent for a while when Zippo-san stopped speaking. From then on, the family restaurant was once again filled with stories of Yoichi. Come to think of it, was the type of statement preceding conversations as tales of Yoichi emerged one after another, as if being unconsciously recalled by those present. If I were to summarize those stories, it seemed that Yoichi was someone who appeared very rarely on the Ikaikabuchi forum. They rarely posted, but when they did, they would post on threads on almost any topic and give accurate commentaries on even the most maniacal of topics. Taking into account the variable times of their posts, Yoichi was thought to have been an occultic maniac, to have been an occult maniac that sat in front of a computer almost 24 hours a day. They had knowledge of the supernatural that rivaled that of Krishna-san, but their posts showed no signs of sharing the love for ghosts and but their posts showed no signs of sharing the love for ghosts that defined Krishna-san. If anything, they could be described as creepy, a creepiness that felt as if a dead person had blended into the internet. Ooh, I wonder what their writing is like. Maybe there's some truth to the rumor that Yoshi isn't a living person after all. Humbled Jersey-san, who said he was a writer for a magazine. Remember that thread that popped up on the net a while ago? I'm a ghost. Do you have any questions? You mean the one that talked about... You mean the one that was talked about as being the real thing? Even after running an IP search, the PC and host were unknown. In my opinion, ethereal forms have good affinity with computers and other digital equipment. Because you see, brain function is also driven by weak electric signals. I watched a documentary about Megami Tensei. Just Megami Tensei, not Shin Megami Tensei, just Megami Tensei. I think it was by Marsh. Really good SMT YouTuber. It was a video about Megami Tensei. And basically, the MC summons the demon Loki using a computer. Using the computer, he somehow hacked the computer so hard that he summons Loki to kill all of his bullies. They too. It reminded me of this. You do hear a lot of stories like that about ghosts posting on the internet. Then, that Yoichi, mumbled Susan in summary, can't see them. They're already here? What, you guys just realized that now? Yaharo! Yaharo! Thank you, Jean Glassman, for the follow too. I quietly looked around the brightly lit restaurant. Ooh, it wasn't just me. It seemed like everyone had felt something cold. Oh my god, she's coming, she's coming, she's coming. Spooky. After that, the gathering became somewhat reserved on the topic of ghosts. Gradually, this became arranged by topic as people broke off into their areas of interest. As the organizer of today's offline meeting, I wanted to bring it back to the original topic, but I was certain no one remembered anything in. Aww. In addition, the creepy stories that Susan sitting next to me was telling were just too interesting. Story about a box found in an antique store that could not be opened. A talisman found behind the painting on a hotel wall. A woman's cackling laughter while speaking to a doll. Each provided enough entertainment to leave you sleepless when alone at the night. Everyone lost track of time as they enjoyed the endless flow of occult discussions. And at around 1 o'clock in the morning, the offline meeting dispersed. Please wait a minute. As the Ikaigabuchi members gathered into the night streets in small groups, I chased Karasa-san as she flagged down a taxi on the main street. What about my house? The wish-fulfilling house. Thereupon, the rather useless fortune teller flapped her hand back and forth with a flushed expression. It's fine, it's fine. It's that schema and what else? I think I was going to tell you something, but I forgot. What do you mean forgot? Oh god, that scared me. Don't worry, you have the sign of a meaning. Well, see ya. She slapped me on the back and then happily jumped into the stopped taxi. As I watched the taxi drive off, I stood there dumbfounded for who knows how long. Ugh, was it alright if I went back now to that house? Hey, Bill, I forgot it too! As I watched the taxi drive off, I stood there dumbfounded for who knows how long. Ugh, was it alright if I went back now? That house. The wish fulfilling house. I began walking down the main street toward the train station, dragging along the mama cycle I'd brought cheaply online for school. Why do you need a mama cycle? Tokyo was filled with people even this late at night. In particular, the area around the train station near my house was close to many universities, so there seemed to be no difference in the number of people milling about from day to night. Around the time the station building hit, I almost crashed into a couple of girls, and subsequently apologized for it. One of them shot me out. What the hell's wrong with you? But the other cracked a smile and said, No, we're sorry. I apologized again once more. That's all there was to it, but it filled my heart with hope. A fateful meeting was lying in wait for me, and with a girl, no less. This might be it. Bizarre events storming at that house must truly be a catalyst for happy times to come. In the future, I will look back at this string of events and laugh it off as nothing more than just another funny story. I felt less burdened when I thought of it like that. Besides, now I didn't have to move. Moving costs would be painful for me, given that I was receiving no allowance from home. The offline meeting was fun in its own way, so it's all good, right? I muttered to myself and finally straddled the bike, turned around and decided to go back home for the first time in a few. None of the people that came to the offline meeting said anything about the wish fulfilling house. If you look at it from a different angle, that means it can't possibly be listened to. It's a bit shameful as the original post, but also that ends well, right? What would have happened if I dragged people over to my house? It turned out that there were no ghosts at all. I'd be a laughing stock. I finished completely arming myself with logic. I felt the pleasant night breeze on my cheek. Pedaled harder. I'd recover the point where I even started humming. Clever. I noticed something when the butler entered the main shopping area in front of the train station. For a while now, there's been a strange uncomfortable feeling on the sole of my left foot. It was like gums that was stuck on my shoe. So I stopped my bike. Cough. Sneaker. Then, with my left foot raised in the air, I looked at the rubber sole of the sneaker. I felt my blood freeze over and the elation I felt evaporate all at once. On the bottom of my sneaker. What the hell? Oh, Jesus. The number 4, death, was etched all over. Show it to them right now, Licho! Damn it, skiba my ass. The countdown was continuing, wasn't it? I pushed the mamasicle along with an almost one-legged step, as everyone passing by threw me strange looks, owing my frenetic expression, but I paid them no heed. I threw away the sneaker, with the 4 etched all over it on the spot. There was no way I could keep wearing such sinisterness. The cold of the concrete and the hard scattered pebbles pricked my foot through my sock, but I didn't care. Why and when was 4 carved into the back of my sneaker? What was going to happen when the countdown ended? And what did I need to do to escape from this terror? I had no idea, but I kept on running anyway. People in fancy clothing stared and laughed, but I didn't care. I just wanted to be somewhere warm. Where? Where could that be? What the hell is that? Don Quixote? Eventually, I found a late night discount shop just past the arcades and jumped in. A ridiculously cheerful theme song was being played inside. I hummed along to the simple, repetitive melody as I checked out the wide selection of products that were quite cheap. As I leaned against a cosmetic shelves and mumbled to myself, a group of girls dressed flamboyantly avoided me as they passed by. An employee called out to me and asked, Are you unwell? And I finally realized that my left foot, covered only with a sock, was throbbing with pain. I looked down and saw that the sock was torn and dripping with blood. Ooh! Perhaps I'd stop in a shard of glass along the way. I bought some bandages and a pair of socks, the cheapest sneakers they had. I went to tend to the wound in the bathroom. I washed the back of my foot, wrapped the bandages, and wore the new socks. The cheap sneakers had a shoddy design and wasn't very comfortable, but it was far better than being barefoot. I wasn't It was an unnecessary expense for sure, but I felt comforted by it. I was afraid of staying alone in the bathroom for any longer, so I returned to the inside of the store and wandered aimlessly around the shop as if window shopping and repeatedly took deep breaths. What should I do now? That's all I could think about, and yet I could not come up with an answer. It's time to go home. Face your fears, Ditsu. At some point, I was absent-mindedly just standing there in front of the display window when the employee from earlier approached me again and asked if anything was wrong. I left the store. I had no choice but to begin heading toward the usual net cafe, but when I got there, it was already full. So I peeked into the nearby karaoke box, but even it had a line spilling out onto the street. I tried a few other places, but it was the same situation everywhere. Come to think of it, it was Saturday night. There would be no vacant places until the first train. However, I could not think of anywhere else to go. As I wandered around the station dragging my bike around, the police shot me suspicious looks. I almost felt like it would be more comforting to be arrested, but some level of common sense still remained in me. So I turned back to the main street. He's being stalked by a ghost. The headlights, the headlights of cars on Itakaiti Kaido Avenue illuminated me as they passed by. Numerous cars that normally looked like exhaust emitting devices to me. Beatrice, did you have a great time on Mother's Day? I talked to my mom over the phone because my mom um lives overseas. So I couldn't spend time with my mom, but at least she talked me too. But today I felt consoled by them. It was reassuring to eye things that could be scientifically explained. However, I may have reached my limit. This was the same as being completely homeless, wasn't it? And no one I was intimate with in Tokyo, where the lights never dim. Ah, ah. I had no place to go. On top of that, I was running low on funds. Without knowing why, I looked up at the night sky, but even in a cloudless sky, there wasn't a star to be seen. Only a dark space spread out as if it were painted over. Maybe I could call my sister in the morning and borrow some money. Then I go straight back to Shizuoka. Tokyo was too much for me. Something humiliating to see. But all this was just too unexpected. I'd imagine most people would have trouble with such a case as well. Mother, I'm sorry. You supported me so much in my move to Tokyo. At that very moment, the end of the night road spotted an intense light. When I lifted my head, I realized I come straight back to the family restaurant. Yeah, place is also open 24 hours. That was enough to make me feel like I'd found a million allies, and my knees almost buckled. The drink bar here alone was cheaper than the net cafe, and it was a Saturday night, so there were plenty of people inside. I should have just stayed here from the beginning. With a dry laugh like that, I probably looked pretty unapproachable to any passerby. However, the moment I left my motorcycle at the bicycle parking of the family restaurant and was about to enter, I was startled. There was someone there, even more bizarre that would make anyone stay away. Outside the restaurant's large glass window, and amidst the thickest of fern bushes planted to cover the restaurant. Ooh! Pretty girl! The girl fully dressed in black. Even though it was spring, she wore a black long coat. Her long hair stretched down her back. Her skirt and even her boots were all pure black. Yet her complexion alone was abnormally white, and because she was lurking in the darkness, it looked as if something with only a face was floating. What is she doing? She was just standing there in the middle of the thicket, pressing her forehead against the glass as she stared into the restaurant. It was so creepy I took one step back when she slowly turned to face me. Her cheeks were shockingly white, and every part of her face was like a dream. She was modeled so perfectly that it made me feel like she was too good to be true, like a life-size bisque doll had accidentally been left there. That was the impression I got. What's a bisque doll again? Bisque doll? I only know the one from the anime. Oh, it's those porcelain thingies. Porcelain dolls. Okay. The girl whose color was the night itself. Unexpectedly, those words popped into my head. Pretty! Those were the colors of the girl's eyes. Maybe it was because of the lighting, but it strangely felt like a large proportion of her eyes were taken by her irises and pupils. And under those long eyelashes, they seemed to glow jet black. It looks blue to me, I don't know. Below her straight cut bangs, they shone a dark color as they gazed upon me. By any chance, are you? Those words naturally came out of my mouth. Eh? The girl merely nodded in silence. Oh my god, it's her! The ghost! Our ghost waifu! Yoichi isn't a living person. Those that meet Yoichi die 7 days later. Offline meaning that Yoichi attends end in disaster. And now we're on a date with her. What I'd heard earlier floated around my head as I stared at the girl in front of me. 7 glasses were laid out on the table in front of Yoichi, each with a different type of drink, including iced coffee, cola, orange juice, and Japanese. She'd effectively created her own drink bar. Wow, got mobile already? Cosmic glasses, hello, welcome to the stream geeks. Um, aren't you supposed to take this one at a time? I asked her in an exasperated tone, but she replied, as long as I drink everything, there should be no problem. Spoke without taking her eyes off the glasses and took one sip after another. What the hell? She drank the orange juice, then the iced coffee, then the warm Japanese tea, then the cola. She faithfully repeated the order a number of times, sometimes adding rhubarb tea, black tea, and melon soda as an accent. I did not know if there was any meaning to the order, but I found it odd because when she drank them, it looked like some kind of religious ritual passed down through the ages. I looked again at the girl who went by Yoichi. She looked to be of high school age. Looking at her sitting directly in front of me under a bright light, I could see that she held immense beauty. Um, could you be saying that in the same paragraph as high schooler? But the problem was her eyes. Those eyes, like glass beads, seemed to be looking somewhere and nowhere. The air she gave off felt as if we did not share the same world, creating a unique barrier around her. Rather than the nobility of a princess, she was closer to that of a witch's apprentice. Oh, cute. No, he's 18. Anyway, I asked the girl dressed in black as she busily rifled through the drinks. Why didn't you come to the offline meeting today? I did. No, but you didn't come when everyone else was here earlier. I was there. Right there, the whole time. She pointed toward the other side of the window, where I first found her. In other words, the bushes outside the store. Out there? Your forehead pressed up against the glass? What does that mean? From 11 o'clock until now, you've been there the whole time? Yes, she nodded. As I stared at her pale face, I began thinking, girl, is she what you call a dempa? She does give off that vibe, doesn't she? He's pretty aloof. What is a Dempa? Wait, really? Is it just me and Mikan that know? Seriously? Wait, no, you guys should though. You guys watch my streams. You really don't know what's a Denpa? How do I say this? Mm, Denpa is like, think of Chuni, but instead of being, oh ha ha ha, I am the best bitch in the entire world, it's more of like, and they're like kudere. They're like, they're pretty weird. They're kind of like kudere, but like, how do I say this? How do I say this in a term that you can understand it? Well, Dempa means electric waves, normally. So if you call someone a Dempa girl, it's someone like an alien kind of girl, you know? A girl that feels otherworldly because she acts otherworldly, like she's chuny in a pretty alien way. If you get what I mean, they too. So they're usually kind of kudere, you know? So if I can use this in more normal weeaboo terms, it's a chuny kudere. Yeah, they're eccentric. They're aloof. Mm-mm-mm. Tempa, an internet slang term for a slightly troublesome person who spontaneously spews out random occult delusions into the world. But yeah, exactly this. But they're more kudere than chuni. It was already past 2 o'clock in the morning. We clinged to the glass for 3 hours straight since 11 o'clock. No must have creeped out the employees. No, it's a pretty old anime trope. I don't think there's a lot of denpa girls nowadays. They too. Also, I guess its general term is like eccentric. If you listen to Pon Pon Pon, yeah, Kyari Pami Pamyu, or Kyari Kyari Pamyu, I forgot. Um, and you read the lyrics, it's pretty nonsensical, but it's like really cutesy, right? Um, that music genre is called denpa, the cutesy, nonsensical Japanese songs. You know, like Pon Pon Pon. But if we're talking about visual novel genre, it's mass hysteria. Denpa means mass hysteria in visual novel terms. Like if a visual novel is tagged Denpa, um, it's usually like Steins Gate. No, not Steins Gate. Higurashi. I think Higurashi is a bit Denpa because of the mass hysteria going on. So it's a mass hysteria. People are going insane because there's like this unknown being turning everyone crazy. Like maybe an apocalypse happening, so everybody's going insane, even though it's nonsensical and they shouldn't be. And yeah, Subahibi is considered Dempa, but I don't think a lot of people here know what Subahibi is. Maybe they have better luck with Higurashi. A Denpa girl is more in line with the VN definition instead of the music genre, because the music genre is pretty lighthearted. The VN definition is pretty, uh, dark. A Denpa girl is more aligned with the visual novel one in the sense that, I mean, they can be cutesy, but they're more known as like eccentric, aloof kuderes that are kind of chuny. They're delusional, and they spout random stuff. Yeah, there you go, they too. Damn, I didn't expect that I'd explain Denpa here. Cause I don't think this is a Denpa visual novel. But yeah, anyway, if you see a video where people are going insane, like, or if the MC is going insane, or if a mass population is going insane because something is happening, something unknown is happening, and an apocalypse is happening, that's Denpa. Okay? And Subahibi, there is going to be apocalypse happening. People are going insane. They're making cults and all that stuff. They're doing drugs. They're jumping off buildings, and because they're on drugs, they think they're flying, but they splat and die. That's Denpa. It's just chaos and hysteria, the two. Denpa is a very weird concept to grasp and it's very vibey. I think if you're high, that's a pretty Denpa feeling. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Denpa equals drugs, exactly. So like if you're on drugs and you see like happy, fun stuff, that's like the music Denpa. If you're I don't know. I never did drugs. I would never do drugs. Those are also legal in my country. Every kind of drug. Um, and if you're high, that you're just like going, oh my god, tight, 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 tight. That's like the visual novel kind of dempa. And if you're high, but you're like, you're the girl dempa. Okay, that's another way to put it. Oh, it was already past 2 o'clock in the morning to cling to the glass for 3 hours straight since 11 o'clock. That must have creeped out the employees. I thought that as I quickly turned around and saw that a different group of waitresses than before were staring at Yoichi and whispering something to each other. Their expressions were contorted in a slightly mean manner, like an air of contempt for someone who was more foolish than they were. Are you jealous? I stood up, having felt like I'd seen something detestable. I immediately walked toward them and declared, "I'll take a drink as well," and then headed straight for the then headed straight for the counter to grab a drink. Wait, why? What happened? Why did they do that? 2 in the morning. It was already past 2 o'clock in the morning, cleaning glass for 3 hours straight since 11 o'clock. Oh, okay, that's why they did it. What's this VN about? It's about ghosts. So this guy lives in a haunted house and he dies in 7 days. So he goes to this occultic meeting from this offline meeting from an occult forum so that he can ask help from people. But people did not care about his story about living in a haunted house that says that he's going to die in 7 days. They were more interested about the fact that this forum user that was allegedly a ghost named Yoichi-san is coming because anyone who meets Yoichi-san is going to meet with a terrible fate like um getting into accidents, going insane or dying. So they all ignored him and talked about Yoichi-san, but Yoichi-san never showed up. So everybody got bored and left. And then the guy was like, okay, maybe I was just becoming delusional. Maybe I'm not actually haunted. And he left. But then he saw on the sole of his shoe, there was like engravings like saying, "You're gonna die. Die, 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 die." Like the number 4 engraved on his shoe, they chill all over. So he went back to the restaurant and then he met Yoichi-san. So that's where we are right now. And now he's on a date with Yoichi-san. Not really on a date, but he's trying to get to know her. Because she's actually a really cute girl. I didn't know why I felt so irritated. Maybe it was because I felt like I'd been laughed at myself being a fellow quote lover. I fill my glass with the brimmed ice, then press the button for coffee. So he's with Yoichi-san right now. You'll see her shortly. But right now, he's just trying to recover from the fact that his shoe had death written all over from on it. So he just ran back to the restaurant and he found solace on Yoichi, who actually brings misfortune to those that meet her. But she's a cute girl, that's why he feels comfortable with her. Now then, what to do from here on out? As I watched the hot coffee melt through the ice, I thought, I can't go back home. The countdown still continued. Oh yeah, the countdown is like the days he has left. Like he's going to die in 7 days. Right now he's on the fourth day. Like in his house, normal numbers would show up indicating how much time he had left. Like, oh, 7 days, 6 days, 5 days. Yeah, it's cheat for death. Furthermore, I ran into the heresy class occult girl from Ikaigabuchi. And now, for some reason, the two of us were at the family restaurant late at night. In a way, it was comforting that I wasn't alone, but given that my companion was a cult girl with strange urban legends attached to her, it was a tricky situation. You like bad coffee? Asked Yoichi when I returned to my seat. What? I asked if you like bad coffee. The coffee here is unsavory. I looked at her 7 glasses again and noticed that the iced coffee had hardly been sipped. Information that you can gather beforehand should be processed before you act. Yoshi's neat, logic-filled words annoyed me, so I replied with some nastiness. Then allow me to gather information. Why did you come to today's offline meeting? Because I was interested in the wish-fulfilling house? Why are you interested in that house? Sounds are probably just structural rattles, and the engravings might just be my mistake, right? The wish-fulfilling house is his house, by the way. That's his name for it. Actually, yeah, one of the forum members just called him schizophrenic and left. I intentionally repeated exactly what Karasa's son said had told me in a self-torturing way, and Noisy simply replied, "That's true," without any hint of retorting. Then why, when I read about that house in the forum, I felt a bit of an oddity from it. Her low, whispering tone gave me goosebumps for some reason. The internet is overflowing with countless ghost stories, but most of them are fake. Real ones, however, have a scent that cannot be hidden. And with those words, something hot bubbled forth from somewhere deep in the pit of my stomach. Having a Denpa believe you isn't really something to be pleased about. But I was, to be frank, simply glad to finally meet someone who will listen to my source of fears. To the source of my fear. It was true. That place was the real deal. I was already in tears because of the numbers carved on the sole of my shoe from a moment ago. Hey, what is it? Is it a ghost or something? Are you the type that can see them? What do you mean by the real thing having a scent that cannot be hidden? I couldn't stop myself from blurting out questions in succession, and knew she replied nonchalantly while she stared at her glass of orange juice. He matches his delusion. Good for him. Yep. To answer your first question, it may not be a ghost. Huh? Secondly, it's not that I can see everything. Lastly, feeling. Real ghost stories have a subtle lack of cohesion. Lucy began to speak, a sudden change from her dazed attitude from before. Is this a secret to solving male loneliness? Yeah, live in a haunted house. You're gonna see a cute ghost waifu. Strange phenomena occur. The people involved become afraid. When you investigate, you find out that someone committed suicide there. And I won't say that such stories with a convenient outcome are all fake. However, the really interesting ghost stories transcend that. There's a sense of discomfort, as if something important has been skipped over. The only thing that could fill in that gap is the theory of the other side. So basically, what's happening? What are those frightening sounds in my house? Why are the numbers being scrolled? And why are they counting down? The numbers run out. What's going to happen to... If I had realized, I had almost stood up as I shouted. What's going to happen to me? The restaurant went deathly silent, and everyone was looking at me. Embarrassed, I sat back down. However, I didn't even know what was going on anymore. I had no idea what to do from here on out. I scratched my head, feeling sorry for myself. When Yoichi quietly muttered, "So, you are the one who posted that story." I looked up and saw a mysterious glow in Yoishi's cold dark eyes. Ooh, it's here, it's starting, the love story is starting, dechu. I nodded and told her everything that had just happened. This is the spark. She's going to protect him. She's going to do exorcism. That the countdown was already down to 4. They had been carved onto the bottom of the sneaker I had been wearing. I explained it all of that as I trembled. How does someone even carve that? Is something from that house haunting me all the way here? I complained, almost in tears, when I gasped. Yoishi's eyes, which resembled glass beads, were now brimming with life. Whee! Then she suddenly raised her fingers to the tip of her nose and said, "Hey, close your eyes. I'm gonna kiss you real quick." Huh? She turned her beautiful white face directly at me and peered into my eyes. The shape of her facial features took over my field of vision, and to be honest, my heart raced. Why do I have to close my eyes? Let's do it. Flustered, I did what she told me to do. As I closed my eyelids tightly, some kind of inappropriate fantasy ran through my head, but I did my best to brush it away. He thought she was gonna kiss him. Imagine. Imagine. I'm going to die. There is a ghost haunting me. Please help me. Imagine. Her lips moved on the other side of my eyes, and she spoke command. You're now standing at the entrance of your house. Ooh! Her voice, somewhat gentle and commanding, made me stand in front of that house, whether I wanted to or not. Ooh! Ooh, can you see it? It's kind of fading in, dechu. It's really dark, but it's there. Imagine yourself standing in front of the entrance to your house in as much detail as possible. As if prompted by her words, I recalled the house that stood in the dark. Black. The sharp image of that mountain cottage. The reddish-brown roof, the mountain cottage style structure, and the atelier built by an architect exclusively for himself. The walls were stained nicely and covered with ivy halfway up to the second floor, and the white paint on the wooden windowsills had begun to peel off. The first floor was a garage, and the second and third floors were living quarters. The house that I rented for 30,000 yen, which didn't even have a kitchen. The house where strange sounds would begin to ring out from somewhere at night, and where a number would be viewed somewhere the following morning. I need to look at what a kitchenette looks like. Oh, it's like the ones in really small apartments, they too. My legs began to tremble, but I clutched my knees tightly with my hands and managed to hold on. Alright, once I've called it to mind, place your hand on the doorknob. Okay. Now please open the door. I opened it. My shoes were lying scattered in the doorway. They were the leather shoes I'd kicked off when I rushed out in a hurry. But from there, my feet refused to take one step further. I felt someone inside the house when it should have been empty. The thick, sticky air made me feel that way. No way. I didn't want to go any further, even if this was just my imagination. Perhaps sensing my thoughts, Yoichi whispered, "You'll be fine. Please, go inside slowly. And take off your shoes as you always do, and enter inside. Once inside, open all the windows in the house. It doesn't matter which order you do it. Open them precisely, one by one, with complete certainty." Windows? Why open the windows? I wondered, but obeyed anyway. I approached the living room window, unlocked it, and opened it. From there, I moved to the Japanese-style room I was using as a bedroom and unlocked and opened the window there. Then, from the Japanese-style room to the bathroom, opened. Next, the bath opened. From there, I proceeded to the third floor. There were two windows there, one by the veranda and one to my desk. I unlocked and ensured that both of them opened with precision. I'm finished. Then, this time, please close the windows in reverse order. Huh? Close them in order, starting with the last one you opened. Having no other choice, I did as she said. The window on the third floor by the desk. The window... Veranda window, I mean. Then down to the second floor, huh? Bath. Toilet. Japanese style room. Living room. I closed them all. Alright, done. Now open your eyes. Bah! Hearing Yoshi's voice, I'll get something to eat for breakfast. Okay, have a nice meal. Hearing Yoshi's voice, I opened my eyes to the blinding fluorescent light. I wasn't aware of the bright pop music filling the restaurant until now, but suddenly, I could hear it. Right, I was in a family restaurant. As I rubbed my eyes to get used to it, Yoshi asked me, how was it? Wait, my friend referenced this exact scene while giving an example from my OC's writing. What do you mean? How? Your friend likes visual novels? What do you mean, how was it? What was the point of that? Was there anyone in the rooms? At those words, my hair stood on end. Was. What? On the staircase landing linking the second and third floors, I think I saw a middle-aged man wearing ashen-colored clothing. Where? He looked vacant and motionless. Yet he stared at me with his eyes as if he was watching everything I did. That's so scary! What the hell? I was like, oh, I should do this with my apartment. And I was like, oh, okay, I'm not gonna do that anymore. I don't want to see some guy in my apartment. I couldn't catch him in the front of my vision, but out of the corner of my eye, I could definitely see his presence. Don't show it. A homeless person broke in, day two. There wasn't there? Yoshi's black eyes shone somewhat delightedly. Was it someone you know? I don't know. Never seen him before. But fun fact, you cannot make a human mind in your head. A stranger's mind, I mean. You cannot make a random stranger's mind in your face in your head. I mean, you cannot create a random stranger's face in your head. Someone you've never met before. Some guy outside your apartment window that's on the 5th floor or something. I checked. Hehe. No. What could that be? How is it possible to recall someone in your imagination that you've never met before? With the house still markedly visible in my mind, Yoshi's joyful voice echoed. Scared? I looked and saw Yoshi had come close enough that I could feel her breath. Are you scared? He can conjure an apple in his head. No. I'll do you one better. He can fully rotate a shoe in his head and XYZ. He can fully rotate a shoe in his head and XYZ rotation. Hey, are you feeling scared right now? I'm scared. Oh wait, give me a bit. Oh, okay, I'm back. I'm scared. Or perhaps I should say I'm scared of your eyes that looks like they are going to devour every part of me. Tell me in more detail. What did they look like? Taking a deep breath, I explained while trying to stop myself from trembling. A grey worn suit. I didn't think he was wearing a tie. Is it zooming up to the guy? No! Suit seemed a bit big, but that may have been because the man was thin. His hair had streaks of grey. I couldn't make out his face. His long hair seemed to have grown out in a messy way. The shoes he wore were black. Response. There she went. As she stroked her well shape. I absolutely hate and am terrified of girl failure ghosts, especially the very curvy and busty ones. I hope I never ever get haunted by those. Oh yeah, don't worry. You're going to be haunted by the ones you just experienced right now. Like an old man in like a business suit with gray hair and he's pretty thin. That's what you're gonna experience instead. So no worries about that, Renix Chama. After a moment of silently gazing around in midair, it's alright. I fuck with them. They seem chill. Are you gonna make him part of the boys? Like, oh yeah, hell yeah, guys! I got a new addition to the boys. Yay! Baby gonna get haunted by old man. Baby gonna get haunted down by old man. After that retro tweet, yeah. So many mad adjacent. Mhm. The boys. They gonna get beer and talk about their jobs. Yeah, why'd you become a ghost? Oh, I couldn't take my job anymore, you know. I got hit by a train. Oh, damn. Damn. Oh, what the hell? Did you see that? I got possessed. Oh, God, Jesus Christ. Oh, oh, I'm turning into a ghost. Wait, let me restart my VTube studio. I know nothing about this game, but it looks like this girl would kill me. Would you like it? Would you like that date too? Would you like it if they killed you? If she killed you, I mean. I bet you would. I bet you would like. I love a girl that would absolutely just kill me. Can I get hit by a train, please? Chupugaki! They hear you making fun of them. Oh no, I'm gonna be possessed by an old man. No! No! I love my life. Oh, really? So you're one of the normal ones. That's rare nowadays. Usually, a lot of guys nowadays are like, I love for a woman that would absolutely just kill me. Don't call Beatrice at 3 a.m. or this will happen. Wait. Oh no, I lost Beatrice.exe. I lost Beatrice.exe. No! Do you guys still have the picture? Wait, let me look for it. I'm pretty sure it was on a YouTube stream I had. Not a YouTube stream, but it's like in the YouTube VODs. The VOD account. The actual before VODs. No, it's not that. It was the black eyes. It's the one where I had black eyes with red dots on the cave. Where is it? Let me look for it. Oh, it's not that one. That was the Anna sim. So what? It's my header on Discord, so I could probably just take that. It's my header in Discord. Let me. Let me just show it to you guys. Don't call Beatrice at 3 a.m. Don't watch Beatrice at 3 a.m. or she will come out looking like this. Are you scared? Wait, I have another one. I have another one. Okay, how about this one? This one. How about this one? You like this one? Wife? What the heck? I remember Nick gave this one a name. He named it the Scourge. What if I come out, right? I like from your bed, right? Like on your bed, on the edge of your bed, you just see me going like, right? Just see me, right? You're on your bed. Imagine you're on your bed, and then suddenly, how would you feel? And then suddenly, oh wait, you couldn't see me. You couldn't see me. Also, try flipping it. Okay, let me try flipping it. Oh, nah. Okay, I flipped it. What does that look like? It looks like it has teeth. Like, it has really long teeth. Oh, my head pat. See you for the head pat. I do have a head pat redeem, by the way. Show them, chat. Show them the head pat redeem. You laugh because of its giant forehead. you'd be like, oh god, what is that? What is that? What is that? What is that? Why is its forehead so long? What? Why is its forehead so long? What the? Oh god, what is that? Yeah, look at all of those head pat redeems. There you go. Hey, stop! You're overriding it. A blind box collectible. What do you mean? That's scary. Oh, you wanna know a real horror? I'll show you real horror. Ooh, scary. Scary. Actually, let me chroma key myself. I'm gonna show you something. Try not to cry when you say this, okay? Yakutamasu. Oh, it's super scary. Okay. Similarity. Let's turn down the similarity. Okay. Oh, yeah, perfect, perfect. Okay, it's not that one, but I'll show it to you. In just a second. Make swords visible? No, let's make it a jump scare. Ooh. 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 Actually, I'll put it on you after I saw it. Boo! Scary! Scary! I'm gonna put it on me. Get a job, Byakuchamas. Get a job. It's time for you to get a job, dechu. Unsubbing and following out F4 turning 180, destroying my PC. Are you not gonna get an exorcist 2D too? This isn't the Big Brother application form. Scary. I just left the black company. No, you will go here and then you will live in a black company for your entire life. They too. Scary. Miku, Miku, you. I'm a ghost. Isn't that cool? Guys, let's show BB Chama some tax papers to scare about. I don't have to do my taxes because I pay I earn $5 a month. Please do not tax me, BIR Chama. So, how are you even going to touch me? That's the question. You won't be able to touch me because I'm untouchable, literally, as a ghost. So what are you gonna do? Oh, you're just gonna be sitting like, I hate this ghost so much. The things I do to her. And then I just be there like looking at you like, okay, weirdo. Make you watch. Ew! Gross. I'd close my eyes. I'd simply close my eyes like, okay. Anyway, I don't want to scare you guys anymore. So we're going to be removing this. There you go. Ah. Ba. Every day ako done you have to go sit on the side chair. Yeah, just staring at you, just watching. Okay, let's go back to reading. In response, Yuishi went, as she stroked her well-shaped chin. After a moment of silently gazing around in mid-air, she turned her gaze toward me. You know the switch though? Needles too? I think they work on those. That's called a voodoo doll, by the way. Yeah, it's called a voodoo doll. I wanted one as a kid. Not because I wanted to curse someone, but I thought it was really cute. Hey, how about we go? Go where? Underwear? Their house, right now. Ooh! So assertive. Actually, it's getting pretty late for me now. So I think I'm gonna stop the reading here. Ditsu. But I will be reading this too on stream. I will also be reading this on stream next week, Ditsu. So it's not gonna take a while before I read it again, don't worry. You're still gonna remember the story, and even if you don't, I'll give a quick recap, Ditsu. Okay? The real horror starts now. Yeah, I need to go now, Byakuchamas. I'm so sorry I have to leave you alone here in the dark forever, Ditsu. But yeah, I need to go because it's really late now in Ditsu. We're getting to the good part. That's the best part. I left you in a cliffhanger, so now you have to watch the next one. Yeah. So now you have to watch the next part with me, Ditsu. Next week, okay? Okay. Atsu! Atsu, Ditsu! Bye-bye! Bye-bye, Byakuchamas!